Hello everyone, today's video is actually dedicated to my puppy Beau, and a lot of you have been asking me questions about him, so I'm going to address them today. And as you can see, he's a lot bigger, he's a lot heavier to hold. He's officially over 11 weeks, and now he's 15 pounds, so he's quite large and very fun, and he's totally trained already. So for those that aren't aware, his name is spelled Beau, as in B-E-A-U, not B-O, and he is an Australian Shepherd. And Australian Shepherds don't actually come from Australia. They're American dogs that were bred here in the Midwest to herd sheep. And although I never expected to have an Australian Shepherd, I'm really happy with my decision, and he's actually the best commitment that I've ever made. I'm so in love with him. I love him more every single day, and he's just the sweetest little boy. The first couple weeks were really difficult, and before having Beau, I only had smaller dogs like Shih Tzus and other popular Asian dogs, but he is definitely the largest dog that I've ever had, and this is a 15 pound dog is probably the largest I've ever had, minus my grandmother's Shih Tzu, who is a little on the heavy side. But other than crate training, Beau has been super easygoing. He's quite mellow for an Australian Shepherd. I wouldn't say he's docile, but he definitely is mellow. He doesn't have the hyperactivity that a lot of Australian Shepherd puppies do, and so it's been a wonderful experience, to say the least. And I just decided to leave him up on the couch so that he has something to do and something to sniff. So he likes to use his nose a lot. He's still acclimating to the apartment and getting used to the noises of Los Angeles. So it's been a fun experience, and I will say that as many of you seem to love how cute and adorable he is. He's a great puppy, you know, he's so sweet and fluffy, and he just had a bath, so that's why he's extra fluffed. But Australian Shepherds are a huge commitment in terms of time. So if you work 9 to 5, if you have to crate your puppy through most of the day, then I wouldn't recommend it. He doesn't have a major chewing problem by any means, and I correct his behavior anytime I see it, but a lot of Australian Shepherds do chew quite a bit, from what I hear. So if you do have valuable furniture, if you have heirlooms, I definitely would keep them away from the Australian Shepherd puppy if you do decide to get one. There are ways to adopt Australian Shepherd puppies as well. A lot of people, they commit to an intelligent dog. They think that this breed is going to be loyal and affectionate and train itself, but it's really not the case. I knew what I was getting into. I did all the research before I settled on an Australian Shepherd and decided to commit to it. But I really do think that intelligent breeds such as Australian Shepherds like Beau really take just as much effort as, for example, a primal breed like a Pit Bull or a Shikoku can. It really just depends on how much time and patience you have. And the more I spend time with Beau, the more I love him. And yes, I'm watching him in the screen to make sure he doesn't fall off the couch. He hasn't exactly learned to jump yet, so sometimes he just sort of falls off or flops off, but I just try to make sure he doesn't do that often because I don't want it hurting his joints. And if any of you have started following him on Instagram, his handle is @Aussie_Beau, and he has grown so fast. He's made so many changes in the last several weeks, and his arms are getting longer, his adult coat is coming in, and in just a few weeks, I don't think he's going to look like a puppy anymore. His snout especially is getting longer and longer. His eyes are still changing. So a lot of you have asked me, you know, oh, one eye is green and one eye is blue. Well, one eye is fully green almost, and the other eye is half green, half blue. And that's actually going to change until he's about 6 months old. So most likely he will have 2 green eyes, even though he started with 2 blue eyes. Now, as far as his nose goes, some of you have asked me why his nose is spotted pink, and his nose will fill in completely. It just takes a while for the melanin or the color pigments to come in, and it takes up to a year, and some Australian Shepherds don't ever get a completely filled nose, and that's what they call a butterfly nose. We do think that because Beau's parents both have filled in colored noses, that he will also have a filled in nose too. And I know some of you have been very curious as to the breeder information, but unfortunately his breeder is no longer going to have puppies, so that's why I haven't shared her information since, again, she's not having puppies anymore. So I did look out since Beau was from the last litter of 8, but you can find Australian Shepherd puppy breeders everywhere. If you can adopt, I highly recommend you look into adopting, since it is a wonderful cause. I personally just wanted to make sure that my first experience with an Australian Shepherd would be as positive as possible because it is difficult to train certain Australian Shepherds depending on their personality. Luckily, Beau is food motivated and he's quite sweet and mellow, like I said before. So it hasn't really been a tedious process, but it's still a work in progress, and it will be for the next year or two, since Australian Shepherds stay puppies up until 2 years old. So now, without any further ado, I hope you enjoy his puppy footage, and let me know if you want to see more of these puppy vlogs. Beau. Oh, look at my happy little boy. Yeah? I know you don't like being on video, but these are the only ways to capture you since you move too much for me to take photos of you. Yeah, you're my handsome little boy. You're not gonna be so little anymore. Yeah, look at those green and blue eyes. Come on, let's play. Not my hand. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, good job. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good.
They deserve it, and you should be punished too.
Good boy. Beau, are you enjoying your breakfast? Yes, good boy. Eating all by yourself. Beau, come. Good boy. Good boy.